In this video, I want to share with you one of the most commonly questions asked of me, which is how do you publish a book with a publisher with absolutely no experience? If you are new to this channel, my name is Rosanna Hernandez. I am a public school administrator and an educational content creator. I actually have two small businesses that I operate on a part-time basis, of course, and I have a family and I am a very busy person. So I just want to briefly share with you how writing a book came about for me. So when the pandemic hit, that was like a very eye-opening time for me. It was a time for me to reflect on where I was in my life, where I wanted to go. And I think a lot of that happened was because I was just so upset about being stuck at home, being told that I can't do the things that I was so used to doing, being so active. So one of the realizations that I came to was that I really wanted to write a book. My grandfather, my father's father, was an author later in his life. And I thought, you know what, if he could do it, I could possibly do it too. But the thing with me is I'm not like a novel writer. I'm not like a person who wants to write like stories and novels. That's just not me. So I thought for me, what suits my personality best is self-help. If I, like as an educator, I wanted to see if I could produce content, make a book, write a book, and have it published that can possibly help people. So I thought, okay, self-help genre is great. So step one was doing a little bit of research to see if that's even something people are interested in. Go and research and see what are the most purchased books out there, like the themes, the genres out there. I found that self-help books were actually in the top 10 list of categories that people buy books in. So I thought, okay, that's good. Now, in the self-help realm, I had to figure out what I want to write about. What did I know a lot about? So that's the second thing, is what do you know a lot about that you want to put out there that you could be super proud of? And for me, it was organization, being very well managed with time, being very productive. So I said, you know what? Because I'm like super efficient with how I use my time and my organizational skills, that's what has helped me succeed in my life. I could do a whole bunch of different projects at the same time and do them very efficiently and effectively. And that's actually something that in my workplaces, people would always ask me about, especially women. They would want to know, what is it? How do I do it where I'm like super organized and get all these things done so well? So I said, okay, I'm going to write a book that's going to be about being efficient, like everything I do. So that way, maybe they can also learn from my processes, from my strategies, and use them in their everyday life. So that's how the idea was born. And so you can kind of see what I did and use these same tactics if you're trying to write a book also to get it published. So I decided to write the book. I came up with the topic, like what I kind of wanted to call it, my title, and I decided to make some kind of an outline. And the outline, each of the chapters became like the titles of each of the sections. Once I did that, I wanted to I did it like a chronological way. I said, okay, I'm gonna write about my youth, the skills I developed then I'm gonna write about what it was like in college, then like in the workplace. So that would probably be the next best thing that you can do, come up with like your title for the time being, because it might change based on what the publisher recommends later, but write what you want the title to be and then write out like an outline of the topics. Okay, so the next part was writing the book itself. It took me about 4 months to do it. It didn't take very long. And I just focused on writing them in sections. I did a lot of research. And so I wrote the book. Now, a lot of places do not recommend that you do that. They just want you to have like a very well-developed outline, but not actually write the book. But for me, I was like, no, I want to write it. It's my first book and I want to like put my ideas all on paper to have something I'd be proud of. And also what was important for me was the realization that I could self-publish or I could go through a publisher. So I thought, you know what, if I don't get picked up by a publisher, it's okay. I'm gonna self-publish. Now, that's the next thing you wanna determine, figuring out which way is better for you. Here's what I came to realize. If you self-publish a book, you are essentially going to have to go through Amazon because that's the cheapest way. I think it's called KDP Publishing. And so if you go on Amazon self-publishing and you research it, you'll find out how they do it and what their expectation is. And so the book becomes published under your name. So technically anyone can go and publish a book, anyone. If you do that route, just know that that's going to cost you money, okay? It might cost you like $1,300, $1,500 to put your book out there. That did not appeal to me at all. I did not want that. I wanted a publisher because number one, when a publisher picks it up, you have backing. They're basically saying, oh yeah, this book is worth something. The content is worth something. So I wanted the backing of a publisher. I also wanted the book not just to be marketed by me, but also to be marketed by a publisher. The third thing was I thought if I go through a publisher, they will cover the costs. I mean, I'm like the content creator. I shouldn't have to pay to put my product out there. That was my thinking, and that's why I said, no, I'm going to put all my efforts into finding a publisher. One thing I did, I started researching to see if I could find a literary agent. Basically, what that is an agent who will try to find a publisher for you, and it doesn't cost anything up front, but if they do get you to a publisher, then they make money on it. Like 15-20% of all your book sales would go to them. I went and just did a Google research. I found a gentleman in the LA area who said that he would help me. He would become my agent. But it didn't work out after a few months because it was just taking too long. And I decided that that just wasn't for me. And I asked him to break the contract so that way I could look for my own publisher. I basically went on Google and put a lot of time into finding publishers and coming up with an Excel sheet. I came up with an Excel sheet of 100 publishers. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna reach out to each one and do what's called a query, which means you're basically saying, here's my book, like not the whole book. It's kind of like your proposal. The proposal is about 18, 19, 20 pages. And I actually got a book from Amazon that helped me write the proposal. I'll share the link with you in the description of this video. And by the way, if you really like the content I'm sharing with you, the step-by-step strategies, all my videos are like that. They're very like step-by-step ideas and tips and such on living an organized, efficient, productive life. So I would highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel. And also I'd recommend that you like the video, share the video, because that way you're helping other people out there by sharing what I'm sharing here with you. Okay, so let's get back on it. When you send your proposal, you are basically saying how you're going to market the book, what the book is about, who your ideal audience is. It's really nice to kind of think about all that and come up with your proposal. After, I want to say like 20 of them that I sent, there was somebody who reached back out to me via email. And she said, okay, I'm a publisher, I'm in the East Coast, and I really like your proposal. Can you please send me your draft? And so I did, and then she looked at it, and within about a week, she got back to me and she said, yes, I'm willing to give you a contract. And I was so excited. So basically, I paid nothing to get the book published. I did have to make sure if I wanted like a professional editor to look at it, but I didn't. I simply have Grammarly. I have the best paid version of Grammarly. So I went through the whole book. I made sure it's well edited, and then I submitted it to her. She helped me with the cover. She helped me with the picture that goes inside, the back page, everything. I mean, it was such a seamless process. I ended up going with Higher Ground Books and Media, and it was a great experience. Now, because Higher Ground is a small publisher, even though they try to market and they put the book on their site, they put the website, everything on their site, it's not enough marketing. See, the more bigger your publisher is, the more help you could get to get the word out about your book, to go on like the bestseller lists and stuff like that. So that's basically what it is. You want your publisher to be as have like a bigger reputation, bigger reach, so that way more people can buy the book. But I am really happy with the publisher. I actually did my second book, and both books The links to them will be published in the description box and you can check out. And I'm just overall really happy with my experience. I am planning on writing the third one, which is again in the same theme. It's again on organization and efficiency. But this time I'm going to focus on teachers, specifically for teachers. I haven't started yet. It is a project I'm going to work on in the summer. And so if you think any of what I share is helpful to you, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. The best thing you can do is write your question in the description box. And then when I see it, I'll connect with you and then I can help you more. After the publishing of the book, the main thing is the marketing of it, like getting the word out. And that's like basically stuff I want to save for a future video that I want to do. But for now, this is what I wanted to share, like my steps in getting it out, what I did. If you like the content, again, please be sure to subscribe. Visit efficiencyandorganization.com. Subscribe there. Every page has a place where you could subscribe, so that way you could get awesome content from me in the future. That's all I have for this video, and I will catch you in the next one.